Watch out, this podcast may contain adult content. So, if you're not a mature audience, maybe go audience somewhere else. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Movies at Midnight with Andy and Eli. As always, this show is brought to you by Alter Reality Entertainment, the creators of Empire State Comic-Con. That's in Albany, New York. You can check them out at escomiccon.com, see the full guest list, get all the details on when that's happening this April. But we're here to talk about movies.
Insert intro music now.
Damn.
This is Andrew. I'm with Elijah, and we are here talking about movies. Movies at Midnight. Do you want to give them a little thing?
On why?
A little background why that's the title?
That's why we're friends, because we originally met.
I met Elijah standing in line for a midnight for a movie. He was a young pup.
A wee lad.
Over the age of 18, of course.
I was under 18.
You were under 18?
Yes.
That was, okay. This is a weird start for the podcast. So, long story short, we met at a midnight show, and we've just kind of been friends ever since. And here we are.
Watched a majority of the movies in our lives
at midnight
together now.
Together.
Yeah.
So we wanted to call it Movies at Midnight because it holds a special place for us. We're not going to talk about that anymore. If you have any questions about that,
in the future, we're never going to answer it.
Yeah,
you had to
hit up Elijah on Twitter
one.
or something, and we'll get you more information. So we're going to start off every show that we have with what we like to call the most important thing ever today. And this is what we believe at the beginning of each week is the most important bit of news information that we can give to you. Now, Elijah is so overly hyped about Game of Thrones that he suggested we start our very first movie podcast off
talking about
Game of Thrones. And I almost allowed it because they said those episodes are going to be like movies.
Yeah.
But it's not allowed because the biggest movie news this week to us is Eddie Murphy making his return, finally confirmed officially in What the Hell Is He Doing? Coming to America 2.
Well, if you could have picked any Eddie Murphy movie,
Beverly Hills Cop.
What needs a sequel?
You don't need to finish that. You don't need to finish that. It's Beverly Hills Cop.
Coming to America, or is it going to be like
48 Hours 3 would have been better than Coming to America 2.
72 hours.
Yes, 72 hours. That's great. That's really okay.
So is this a good look for Eddie or bad look?
I mean, it's a good look that one of the funniest men of all time are back.
Yes.
It's a bad look because the last time we remember seeing him was a supporting part in Showgirls, which he was really good in. But other than that, it was like Dave and Norbit.
Yeah, Norbit's bad.
And it's been a rough, 20 years. He really hasn't done anything great since the 90s, basically. Yeah. And I'm excited to see him back. I'm nervous, though.
He hit the highest peak, though, so doesn't he get, infinite coasting time because he did...
I don't know.
Could you have been more famous than Eddie Murphy?
I will clearly be watching this Eddie Murphy. When Raw came out and when his movies were hitting in the 80s, he was as big as he got. I'm excited to see him back again. Okay. So I'm going to watch it. I might not like it. I don't even know what story they could do. Apparently his son is stuck in America and he's got to come back to America to get his son. Is there going to be some meta immigrant stuff going on? I don't know. I don't know. It's tough. It's a weird look for him to come back at this particular movie, but it's big news because he was such a big deal, and who knows, he could be a big deal again.
Yeah.
We forgot to mention that movie where he has to lie and the money falls off the tree.
I was going to think about the money tree thing.
So whatever that movie was, he was in that one. Wasn't horrible, but. Man, Eddie Murphy, we need a good role from you, man. I don't know if Coming to America 2 is what you want to do.
We believe in you, Eddie.
All right, so that's the most important news that we have today. So we have a differing format probably each week. We're going to have some similar segments, though, and one of those segments is where we review some new content. Now, since this is our first podcast, there have not been any huge movies that have released this year so far.
No.
We wanted to start off with reviewing Bird Box.
Because it's a big one.
It's a big movie. It started on Netflix. I think it was the 21st of December. It was last month sometime. And before we get into the review, I just want to talk quickly about how we review movies here. Elijah and I have been obsessed with this idea of doing a different type of review system. We're sick of going to websites telling us
the 4 out of 5 stars.
7s out of 10s are bad movies or just okay. So the scale that we're using is completely arbitrary and completely up to us. But if you score a 0, that means that you are a good movie and you should be seen. Okay? And we're going to go plus or minus here. There's no...
So everything that you liked in the movie
We call it the pros and cons review, right? So we take the number of pros, subtract the number of cons, and whatever your total score is at that point,
that's what the movie was.
That's what your review will be, and 0 being good. Okay.
And pros and cons are different for each person because there can be something that you thought was a pro that I think is a con.
Yes, absolutely.
So very personal.
And another quick note on reviews: we are going to be doing segments called second views or second reviews. We haven't nailed the name down yet. Re-reviews, but basically we're going to be reviewing movies on their second watch because we believe that the impact of that first time is completely different the second time you watch it. Mm-hmm. So that's another.
Does it still hold up?
Yeah, does it still hold up, or is it still as good as you thought it was the first time? So we'll be doing re-reviews. That'll come out in the next couple episodes as we move on. But let's get into Bird Box here. So Elijah, I want you to start. We've never done this before. This is literally our first time. So maybe you just read your pro-con list, and then I'll react, and then I'll read mine to you. Okay, so you go ahead and go first.
And I think what we should do in the future is that we should have whoever has the lower score go first, so we can end on a positive note with someone with a higher score.
Yes.
So just to let you know up front, I gave the movie a +2.
A +2,
which means I had a certain amount of positives and negatives, but ultimately there were more positives.
Better than good.
Yeah. So it's better than good. So
okay.
0 would have been.
So let's hear. I might not have comments on every one of these, but let's see what we got.
First off, I'm going to start with. I want to do negatives and then positives. I want to end on a good.
Your life.
Note. I want to end on a happy note. First off, just the fact that this movie is affecting my actual life and the Bird Box challenges and people blindfolding themselves while driving. That's a con.
You work at an insurance company, correct?
Yeah. There's like an email that went out about just.
If somebody's driving blindfolded, let them know they're liable. Classic.
Okay, so that's one of my cons. This is going to be controversial. Sandra Bullock. I don't think she needed to be in this one.
Okay.
I don't think she did. I love her. I just I don't know.
I mean, listen. I'd argue that she absolutely did need to be in this movie because otherwise nobody would have watched it.
Okay, so and that's my thing because it leads into my next con. Maybe Netflix has too much money.
Maybe they do have too much money. They do.
They do. This is going to be one that's on my pro and my con list. It's just John Malkovich. Just in general,
he's a pro and con.
He's
sober John Malkovich is a pro. Drunk John Malkovich is a con.
He's on both parts of the list.
Okay.
I'm not a big fan of the ending. I felt like the ending fell a little flat, so that's another one of my cons.
Okay. I guess we should have said spoilers. We're going to talk about this whole movie, so if you're already here, good luck to you. Hopefully we haven't ruined it for you.
My list for spoiling it.
Yeah.
And then I also, the next one is, it's always funny in movies when characters come up with a solution that you yourself as a person are like, yes, that's the obvious answer, let's do that, and then they don't do that. So them just staying and living in the place where all the food was
in the supermarket.
In the supermarket, I felt like that was like a thing. I was just like, just stay here. Like, take the car on another.
I actually
trip,
have that as one of my cons as well.
Yeah.
They should have just stayed in the supermarket.
Yeah, they should have just stayed there.
Now, an argument against that: less security, open windows.
True.
Maybe they wouldn't feel safe. I'd feel more safe if I could eat.
Yeah. And they washed out the windows of the car. Maybe they could have done that to the supermarket.
We also don't quite know the dynamics yet. It does seem like there's gangs of crazy humans just riding around trying to get people to open their eyes.
Maybe not that early, but definitely in
happened
the
eventually.
few years later timeline. And then lastly, no, I already said everything. Yeah, just actually, last thing. I'm just not a fan of just like rivers in general. So like the fact that movie was so crux on going back to, like, that scene didn't build too much tension or drama for me because they were in a boat on a river. Like
Elijah can swim well. He doesn't get nervous by.
That was that. I don't know that.
We're also from Colorado, so like when we hear like, oh, we got to go down the rapids, we're like, don't be a bitch. You'll be fine, kids. We climb mountains on weekends.
So like my thing was like just with that, it was when people get mad at like Last Jedi for it just being like a space cart.
Don't bring up Space Last Jedi here.
Oh no, I was just saying it was a slow speed car chase. Like what I mean?
Okay.
Like people get mad at it. Like they were just going down a river to me, and so like for me, I'm like they went down a river.
Okay.
All right, so that's the rest of those are my cons.
So your pros.
I love the name.
Bird Box.
Yeah, good name. Good name. Like it makes you want to like you're like, oh, what is this about? I think it's like it leads you to want to see it. You know what I mean? Like it gives you some questions. You're like, oh, okay.
I would argue that it's a dumb as hell name.
Okay.
It's a stupid name.
And then there was, in fact, in the movie, a bird.
A bird box,
in
yes.
a box,
yes.
yeah. The cast. I thought the cast was, like, like the kid actors weren't bad. This is going to lead into one of my next ones. Just the love interest was so hot. What a hot man.
Yeah, he was a hot man.
Yeah,
he was a very hot man.
I really liked him. He was sweet. He was gentle. He was probably the best part of the movie for me. I like that it just was on Netflix, and like when someone's like, "Hey, there's this super popular thing," and then I just clicked on my controller to just watch it.
The game done changed.
Yeah, it was so convenient. And then again, John Malkovich, he's a pro, but also he's a con.
Okay, all right.
The concept, I think the concept.
You're in on the concept,
I love the concept. Yeah. Great concept for a movie.
And just so that everyone knows, Bird Box was a book before Quiet Place came out. Okay, so don't even get all uppity about this.
It.
Yes.
Yeah, I know people are. I really liked the car scene.
Okay.
I thought that was fun, like the way that we use technology as humans to get around this alien race or this who knows what.
Don't worry, we'll get into that.
We'll get into that. Okay. The opening death scene was really cool, like the Paulson like walking into the dump truck, like just all that, like it really created like oh crap, I'm watching the rest of this. So it did a really good job drawing people in. And then just the look scene where the dude from Billions is holding that grandma's eyes open. It's just like in the memes that come from that, like it's just that's a top movie moment.
Sure.
Like, that's just so fun.
All right.
He's just like, look, she's like, ah,
and murders herself.
No, yeah.
Okay, so that's your pros and cons.
Yeah.
So overall, you had 2 more pros than cons, and that's what gave you the plus 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to do my pros first, and then we'll go into my cons. My pros, clearly Sandra Bullock is a pro in this. And the fact that you've listed her as a con is disrespectful to Sandra Bullock as an actress.
But what is she doing there?
She carries the whole movie. She is beautiful as ever.
Why didn't she name those children? She is beautiful as ever.
Don't worry. We'll get to that. It's in my pros list.
Okay.
So Sandra Bullock is amazing. All right.
Okay.
I'm very pro crazy apocalypse scene. I like for example World War Z, those zombies. Like when there's I like that. I know the movie's shitty, but that part to me is really cool. I'm pro crazy apocalypse scene. Lady banging her head into the glass.
Yeah.
Lady just stepping into a burning car. All in on all these things. Very intense, and it gets you into the movie really quick. So I'm pro crazy apocalypse scenes, and they got me there. John Malkovich for me is only a pro. I posted this. It took me like maybe a week or 2 to watch the movie after it released, and if I had known John Malkovich was in it, I would have watched it day one. Yeah. So I was kind of upset at everybody about that for not telling me. A pro, that they so quickly figured out invisible monsters were incapable of opening doors. That's a big pro.
That's a good.
Yeah, they had no, I guess, thumbs or had no ability to.
They seemed like they were wind.
Listen, don't say that they were wind, because then people will start comparing it to Happening. And if the fact that people compare this movie to The Happening is a travesty
because this is
of how bad The Happening was and how good this movie was. Okay. So I thought that was a pro, that that they had safe space to live and a good plot device. Mm-hmm. Supermarkets that carry walkie-talkies. So I guess I want to thank Walmart for this pro. This pro is a Walmart. It's the Walmart effect that created extra supplies for these people in their local grocery store.
That seems super convenient, and I get it's a movie for a movie's sake. But
now I'm trying to remember too. Did they ever use those walkie-talkies?
I think he just uses that. That's what he uses to contact the blind people.
Okay, cool.
Facility place.
Cool. Okay, cool. So yeah, I thought that was a pro. Kids causing problems that create good drama. Always a pro in a movie like this.
Okay.
Like it's stressful, especially as a parent. You're like, these fucking kids, what are they doing?
Yeah.
But it was led to good moments. So that's a pro for me. Okay. Pop-Tarts. There was a scene in the movie where I can't quite remember exactly where it was. We're like, do you want a snack? And then they pull out this box of Pop-Tarts and like they're holding the label towards the camera and pulling the Pop-Tart. This is their great cherry topping flavor. Like, and they're
Netflix
like,
is on it, man. They got the algorithm on lock.
So Pop-Tarts a plus. So Tom, you mentioned him. That was the actor. I have his name because I totally forgot. Trevante Rhodes. So he was incredible. Like
if
he was
the
so
Bachelor, I would give him my rose because Trevante is damn.
And if you saw The Predator, the new one that came out this year, he was also in that. And despite that movie being not ridiculous, he was really good in that too. So I needed to shout him out because I think that he's on bigger and better things after this.
He did an incredible job in the movie. Probably my favorite part.
A pro for me. Super creative name for the kids, boy and girl. And here's why. She just didn't want emotional attachment. If she gives them names, she becomes more emotionally attached. They become more emotionally attached to her. That's why she did not want them to know that she was their mother, basically, because she wanted them to be able to like leave her at a moment's notice.
Let them know the concept of mother and father. Like I just imagine that they wouldn't have even have known that.
Listen, I just don't know how they got anything done.
Those kids did a great job.
Did they?
I thought they were good actors.
They were all right. They had limited dialogue. They had to sit there and look cute and distressed. So another pro, water-breathing birds.
Yes.
I've never seen these before. They're quite magical, apparently. The boat flipped over. They were underwater for a good 2 minutes.
This is a pro?
It's a pro.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know they existed, so that's a good thing. Also followed by the pro, water-breathing kids.
Yes.
So I don't know when they learned to swim, unless they filled up a big bathtub upstairs and she held them under to hold their breath or something, you know?
People have been visiting the Bird Box house just in real life.
Ridiculous.
Maybe there's an inside swimming pool in that house.
I cried once or twice in a good way. That was my last one. Some emotional moments in that movie. Okay. So that's my last pro.
Yeah, I didn't get emotional at all, but and I think I was,
your soul is also made of ice.
I cry all the time at things. It just seemed like the characters weren't really reacting to people dying. I guess I don't know. Does it soften the blow for you when you see it so much, or is it? Because her sister dies and she barely reacts to it until
I just don't think you have time to process those emotions because it's not like
your world.
It's not like just that your sister has died. It's that your sister has died and this lady over here is on fire. Yeah. And if I look up, I'm also dead.
Die. So it's like a shock thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So cons. And these are in no particular order, so just because I was very frustrated with
off the top of the dome.
Naming the girl Olympia at the end of the movie when the mom clearly said she wanted her kids to be named Cinderella, or Ella for short, is one of the most bullshit things I've ever heard and seen in my entire life. Sandra Bullock clearly cared very little for this woman that she forgot that she wanted her kid to be named a certain way. You wanted to be called Ella? How about no, you're Olympia. So that every time I remember you, I can remember how the demise of my loving relationship with Tom went down. Because it was basically her fault that everybody in the house died.
Yeah.
So that pissed me off. Name the kid Ella. I'm always going to know her as Ella, okay? Was that a weird one to be upset about?
No. I thought the kid, it was dumb.
As a parent, you should know how much, no matter how much you yell at your kids, that the blindfold will be coming off. I really just felt like they should have used duct tape around the kids' heads. Because I just know
you don't trust
if I take my kid
look.
Aiden, do not look no matter what. Aiden is within 2 minutes of me not looking, he's like, what am I not supposed to look at? I want to see it. Yeah. So I would have duct taped their heads completely shut. And then we would have dealt with that later, however to get that off.
Yeah.
But I would not trust any under 6-year-old to keep a blindfold on.
Because they never lived in our world, so they would have not known a world where you can go outside without blindfolds.
They clearly didn't give a shit because that girl, she's like, stay in the boat, stay in the boat, stay in the boat. A second that she's gone, she's like, I'm out of the boat. I can't do this stuff. So, okay, so that bothered me. Just how many dumb humans there were in general in this movie. There was a lot of stupid people. Olympia, to me, was the dumbest of them all, letting that guy in near the end. But just throughout the movie, there's too many questionable decisions, and I get it, you're under stress or whatever, but it's like, if you're in full survival mode and you can't quite handle it, you got to look at Sandra Bullock to be your leader. Yes. You got to look at John Malkovich to be your leader. You can't just be... just willy-nilly play by your own rules. That's how you die in the apocalypse. You got a crew. You leave the doors closed, okay? All right, so that's a good one. There is a zero, and I don't care what the fuck you say about their technological advances to allow them to do this. There's a 0% chance that in a world where cars are on fire and crashed and burning and people are killing themselves all over the place, there is no way that they would be able to, with a GPS, accurately drive anywhere without seeing. Okay. Doesn't matter. Now, someone brought this up. Yes, there's cameras on the car. Well, they can't really use the cameras because, as we saw in the movie, right? Exactly. And there's sensors, sure, but that thing would be going off. I feel like an awful lot. We saw just in front of their house alone, there was multiple cars on fire, burnt up. There should be
bikes. There should be.
No way. So. The people in the movie are dumb. The people in real life are even dumber for doing the Bird Box challenge, knowing that they can see and they still are having a hard time. These people had no obstacles except for cars. They still couldn't do it. There's no way it would not work. Okay. There's no way. You don't believe it? You think they could do it? Because you said that was a pro for you.
Yeah, I thought that was cool. I like the car.
Okay, maybe a block.
I like the invention of it.
Can you walk to your bathroom with your eyes closed?
No.
Point proven, okay?
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. The preposterous of it, I agree with, but I thought it was cool because I'd never seen that in a movie, and that was fun for me.
Okay, so MGK saying we're so fucking fucked. like 4 times really pissed me off. And that is tied into...
You got to give him his full name.
Machine Gun Kelly, yeah. And that kind of ties up with him and that girl just leaving with the car.
Yeah, that was a crap move on them.
Well, okay. Let's just say that they're, having sex one night. Like, we should leave tomorrow. This would be cool. Who in that group of 2 was like, this is a really good idea. We should definitely go in the blind car and leave the people that are helping us.
A police,
a police officer?
Person?
Yeah. I felt like that they were almost alluding.
I
almost thought they were alluding to her being like a fake police officer or something. Like they mentioned that earlier and they didn't say a thing about it again. And she just dropped her policing duties to go get a little Machine Gun Kelly.
In the
not a fan of that. Oh, I'm a fan of that scene. That was fine. Good for them. 2 beautiful people having some post-apocalyptic sex. They got to have babies again because all the monsters are going to kill them. Sure, good with that. Leaving in the blind car to go who knows where, stupid idea. Okay.
What do you think happened to them?
They died.
Okay.
They just died immediately. They pulled out into the driveway. Machine Gun Kelly heard something outside and he looked real quick and then he just killed himself. Yeah. Okay, a couple more real quick. Not really explaining why the people who can see are still able to see. Now I understand that there's you don't want to reveal all of it or everything, and that's part of the conversation around the movie. I just would like to have a little more information of why these people can see.
Now, I think we kind of touched on this just a little bit, just us talking, I think, a few nights ago.
Sure.
Basically, my theory is that it was either people with perfect 20/20 vision and they were able to see them clearly, so it didn't make them kill themselves, and people with not perfect vision. So
Elijah said that the people that were surviving were just lost their glasses and just happened to survive.
Yeah, because you're seeing a blurred or obscured version.
I think it was implied that maybe they're crazy and that.
But that one guy was
I don't know.
Yeah.
This wasn't really clear.
I'm just saying, I think it has something to do with your vision. What if you're colorblind? What if it was people who were colorblind?
It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
they survived.
I got
you.
Yeah,
there's no clarification there. Drunk John Malkovich was right. They should have stayed at the supermarket. You covered that. And then lastly, stop opening the door when nobody else is around. Olympia, looking at you.
Yes.
So plus 12, minus 9, my score for Bird Box is a 3.
Yeah.
A 3 out of... Question mark.
Yeah.
It's not a 0. It's above a 0. It's a 3.
But now, so are we going to combine our score and the highest score we've ever given?
I think we should each have our own.
Okay.
Maybe. And then so sure, this one's a 5 combined, and we'll continue to build this list throughout the year.
Yeah.
Yes, throughout the year, we'll at the end of 2018. Wait, 2019? What year are we? 2019. We'll take a look and see. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So before we close Bird Box, though, let's go into a couple of picks in the awards.
Personal picks.
I want to start with, if you are into this, who was the worst of in this movie?
Machine Gun.
Machine Gun Kelly, not close. That's what I put. Machine Gun Kelly, not close.
Yeah.
Was the worst part of this movie. Okay. Most with the least. Who is your pick?
BD Wong.
I also selected BD Wong.
I appreciate BD Wong.
Was so good.
He was a steadying force. Yeah. He was the thing keeping John Malkovich on the rails.
I think the implication was that he was John Malkovich's gay neighbor.
Yeah, and then Malkovich tried to soothe him.
Soothe him for the remodeling their homes or something.
Yeah.
Come on, man, it's BD Wong. He's a nice guy.
There's a lot of background happening.
And then the way he killed himself was brutal. Yeah. So that was cool. Good job, BD Wong.
Oh yeah.
Okay, hottest human. What do you got?
Rose, obviously.
So I thought the argument could be made for it's Rosa Salazar. Is her name?
Oh no. Sorry, I meant Rose. The love interest. What's his name?
Tom,
yes.
Oh, so he's your hottest human. So yeah, I think that
what's
is in there.
Trevion Rhodes.
Trevante Rhodes.
Yeah. Rhodes. I thought you said Rhodes, not Rhodes.
Rhodes, yeah.
It's Rhodes.
It's all
Mr.
good.
Rhodes
Don't worry about it.
Human.
So I thought an argument could be made for Rosa Salazar, who's the girl, the cop girl.
Yeah.
But I could not pick her because she is going to win for Attila Battle Angel in a couple weeks, I'm sure. Okay. CGI hotness. I thought also an argument could be made for BD Wong.
He's
a pretty attractive guy in that movie.
Well, here's the thing. He's ageless. He's been the same.
He is ageless, yep. I thought an argument could be made for your man, Trevante Rhodes, and I thought an argument could be made for Machine Gun Kelly. Despite his stupidity, he wears his tats well. Okay?
And not Sandy?
No, he looks good. Now, the answer is Sandra Bullock.
Okay.
100% it's Sandra Bullock. If Sandra Bullock's in the movie, she's the hottest part of the movie.
She's
move on to the next one. Cast grade, what do you got? What are you giving it?
So many of them got knocked out very quickly or had very little screen time.
Sure.
But I think I gotta give it an A because they just Bullock's a big name, and then just all these other like what is Paulson like? What is she doing there?
I feel like you're setting yourself up for failure later on when we do this
right.
grade.
This is a B. It's a B. You're right. It's a B.
You need to set. It's a solid cast.
Solid cast.
Good A-listers, a couple good B-listers.
Some surprises.
Characters that you have seen in other stuff, but you're not quite sure who they are.
You know what's an A? Widows is an A.
Widows is an A. Yeah,
whatever that movie coming from Netflix is, that's the Ben Affleck, Oscar Isaac.
Yes,
that's an A.
That's an A.
Triple
Charlie
plus. Yeah, that's a triple A plus.
Okay, so B. I agree with that. A B.
B.
The director's best. So the director is Suzanne Bier, and she has done mostly foreign language films.
Yeah, I haven't.
So it's her best movie.
For us.
I think she actually has an Academy Award for best foreign film.
Oh, well.
So
I appreciated Bird Box.
yes, she's prestigious in a way that we're not privy to, and Bird Box is her best movie.
Okay, for us.
So, and then who won the movie for you?
Man, this is a tough... Netflix. Netflix won the movie.
You think Netflix won the movie?
Yeah, because it was another one of those things where, like, they've got Roma, like, winning Golden Globes and pushing for the Oscars, and then they've got all the people on social media talking about... Yeah, Netflix won. Like,
I would like to say that Trevante Rhodes won this one.
Okay.
I really do think that this dude, after this movie, is going to do some stuff. Yeah. Like, I was just thinking about it. Wouldn't he look perfect as, like, a Jon Stewart in DCEU? Green Lantern?
Give it to me.
Great guy. Give it to me. Please. Yes. So I just like that guy. He could fill in a lot of roles. I think I'm in on him. Trevante Rhodes, I got your back, son.
I like it. Well,
let's do it.
That's all the bird boxing we have.
That's bird box. Yeah, that's bird box for today. Let's talk about some news now.
Okay.
Let's go quickly through these because we're
that
was more of a conversation. Kind of tail end on what we had just talked about. You said Netflix had won this movie. I wanted to just briefly talk. It's not on your list, so I'm sorry. I just read this moments ago. So there's 2 documentaries coming out on Fire Festival. Have you not heard of Fire Festival?
No.
So there's this
I
festival.
saw a trailer.
So,
I
yeah,
think I know what you're talking about.
So basically there's this festival that somebody put on that says going to be like a prestigious like Coachella type event.
Yeah.
And when everybody showed up, it was just like FEMA tents and like cheese sandwiches.
Yeah, this was the Ja Rule one, right?
Yes. So there's 2 documentaries coming out this week. Netflix has been promoting theirs for months and putting out trailers and saying it's going to release this Friday. Well, Hulu has their own, and they dropped it today. They never had a date for it. They're like, yo, it's out right now. So which documentary are you going to watch, the Netflix one or the Hulu one?
I have both. I think it depends. Is one of them, is like the Netflix one a 4-episode series, or is like...
They're both documentary movies.
Okay, just a movie.
They're basically the same thing from different people.
Now I kind of want to watch both.
I got to watch both. Maybe we'll do a quick review next week of both the Fire Festival docs. Okay, so Hobson Shot, thoughts? They put out a new image this week.
Yeah, so this is the Andy special here. This is
the most in my wheelhouse that could exist.
This is peak, like, mixing chocolate with peanut butter. Like, you couldn't like put 2 actors together, The Rock and Statham.
I don't like chocolate or peanut butter, but sure.
You know what I mean. Like those 2 things that you don't think go together, but makes a beautiful combination.
I think Jason Statham and The Rock go together very well.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and I cannot wait for this movie. It should come out this summer.
It's weird that it's both pseudo villains. You know, like they were baddies and they become good guys.
They don't care about their history.
It's just
they want to blow some stuff up. They want to save some people. Are you not in on anything The Rock does at this point? Except for Jungle Cruise. I'm going to be out on that. I can pre-tell you I'm out on Jungle Cruise.
I wish Fast and Furious is undefeated. It's just weird that they're giving the middle finger to like Vin in the main franchise by
guess what, guys?
The Rock and Statham out.
Vin Diesel not looking so great these days.
Oh.
Okay, Jason's a 51-year-old chiseled human being, and Vin Diesel looks like he's been knocking back too many Coronas. All right?
With his family?
Yeah, with his family. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so there will be no Men in Black 21 Jump Street crossover. Are you bummed by this?
That's kind of a shame because even though it's a ridiculous movie, it's a ridiculous movie I wanted to see.
So, okay, like, I want to read between the lines a little bit on this one. What do you think that this means? Do you think that this means that the Men in Black movie is really good or really bad? The one that's coming out this summer.
I think they believe in it.
Because I tend to agree with that. I think that they've seen maybe a cut of it and they're like, oh, this is actually better than we thought.
They don't need Tatum and Jonah Hill to save it. They're like, oh, we already watched Thor Ragnarok once and we know that Tessa Thompson and
Chris Hemsworth can do this. Yeah, they're
chemistry.
in.
You're like, what? I like how, hey, we're in space fighting aliens. Oh, we're on Earth fighting aliens.
Yeah, why not? I mean, I agree with that. I think that they probably have seen something and they
I hope it's good.
Are excited by it.
Yeah.
Enough to where they're like, yeah, we don't need a gimmick for this.
Do we need a Will Smith cameo, or do you think they're going to just stay away from him?
I hope they stay away. They should stay away. And if they do a cameo, I hope it's kind of like they did with Tommy Lee in Men in Black 2, where he's like it's like an old retirement video, like where it's like a camera, watching him at home with his family and kids, and we see that he's happy or whatever.
Yeah.
Something like that, But I feel like if they brought Will Smith in, that it would distract too much from what they're trying to do.
Yeah, gotcha.
Are you nervous?
I am nervous.
And tell them what you're nervous about.
I want Glass to be good.
And why are you nervous?
Because critics are saying that it is not good.
It is not good.
But here's the thing, because a few fan reviews, or not fan reviews, but audience reviews have come out, and they've been better. And you would think that this is the kind of movie where that makes sense. M. Night has a ton of up, down. He has a weird relationship with critics just in general.
I think this is going to be a good hit for the people and not so much for the critics.
Okay.
I believe that.
What was the last movie that we had that was like that?
Venom.
Venom? Okay.
Last year. Okay. Like, Venom was a disaster as far as critic reviews go, but people loved it.
Yeah, you're
Made
right.
a ton of money.
Yeah.
I think Glass, I read a review for Glass, because I don't care about spoilers or whatever.
Yeah.
I read a review that basically said that M. Night does a lot of dialogue that's like, where they like kind of like lean into the audience and tell them about comic books and like tropes and like, so if you're interested in comic book things, then you'll probably really like this movie.
So it's a little form
busting. And us as a culture are so obsessed with comic book things that I think it's going to fit right in with where we're at. I think it's going to do really well. Regardless of whether or not it gets good reviews, it's going to do well. And I think it's going to be a decent movie. I was telling you this, I do want them to try to like shoehorn in some of his other franchises, like have the climax take place in the Village, from the Village.
Yeah.
Or like, or have like an old Haley Joel Osment, like, I've seen you before, to that guy or something.
Yeah. I think it was that. So Bruce Willis, Unbreakable. Bruce Willis dies, and then that's what makes him the ghost. In
Yes.
Sixth
Yeah.
Sense
Exactly. Yeah. Like some crazy stuff like that.
He dies fighting the Split monster.
I think that would be cool. I also read a thing that said James McAvoy did not know that Split was connected to Unbreakable, like at any point during making that movie.
That makes a ton of sense.
Probably M. Night Shyamalan didn't either till after it was done, and he's like, "Oh, I can do this."
He's like, "Oh."
Okay.
It's like, hey, anyway, Bruce, you want to show up for a day and get paid $4 million?
So, quick notes about this section of the podcast. If any one of us is talking for too long, we're going to buzz each other.
Yeah.
We don't have a buzzer today, so we're going to do a mouth buzz.
But
like something like that. Yeah, cool. It hasn't happened yet, so let's do some quick hits here. TMNT, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles reboot starts this year. In or out?
I think no.
Way out?
We're done. I think
I'm in, son.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we've had enough of those movies.
Have we?
Yeah.
Said the guy who loves Transformers.
We've had enough of those movies. They're never going to stop making them.
Kevin Smith pitches a Mallrats sequel to Streaming Giants. What do you think about that?
So, why would Netflix and Hulu, like, why wouldn't they want to grab his universe? Is it because that audience is too old now?
Let me ask an unpopular question.
Has Kevin Smith ever made a good movie?
No, he's made good movies, but when's the last one he's made that's good?
Clerks 2?
And that was...
That episode of Supergirl he directed?
Or that episode of Flash that he directed. Yeah, point taken here. I think that if he's pitching it to Streaming Giants, they're probably going to want to wait to see about the Jay and Silent Bob reboot movie first before they take a swing on that.
See if he still has an audience.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Mary Poppins returns.
In news that Andy's wife is terribly frustrated about.
Yes. Yeah. She thought Mary Poppins Returns was the worst movie of all time.
That's crazy to me.
Is it?
I mean, it's crazy.
Okay. So she's coming. They're coming back with another one.
Let's just do more Emily Blunt and less everyone else. Let's go on the road with Emily Blunt.
What's the story for then the returns?
Well, there's a bunch of Mary Poppins books. They're all short stories.
Okay.
So, like, Mary Poppins Returns is one of them. There's, like, Mary Poppins and the Day at the Park, Mary Poppins and the Penguin People.
I just didn't think it did very well to warrant another one.
Did it not do?
Didn't do great.
Okay.
I don't know.
You assume those musicals are really expensive, too.
Disney's got this weird formula going right now with some of their movies, and I don't like it. Christopher Robin, young boy grown up, dealing with his old demons of the past.
Pinocchio, Dumbo.
Mary Poppins, like all this. I don't know. I'm kind of out on Disney's non-Marvel stuff.
Okay. What about their animated stuff, though?
All in.
Okay.
Yeah, still in.
But just
Frozen 2. Let's go.
Let's go. One thing that really excites me is on this news list here is this Final Destination reboot.
Yes. Oh, I'm so hyped for this. I want to talk about this, for sure.
Yes, because the Saw writers are writing it.
You know what the world needs is more Final Destination movies.
Yes, because those are
every
fun
single
movies.
kid my age and I'm 32 now. So if you're between 22 and 35, you are afraid of driving behind giant logs on the highway.
No, yeah.
Every time, you never.
It
doesn't. Yeah, you get afraid about it. I'm afraid I'm going to slip in the shower.
Roller coasters.
Yes, basically every aspect of life, I live in fear because of Final Destination.
Because we're fragile flesh bags that can break at any moment.
Exactly. So this could not be a better idea. I am so thrilled for a Final Destination reboot. I can't wait.
I'm so excited. It's from the Saw writers.
All I need now all I need to hear is that there's another Saw movie coming out in the next 2 years.
From the Final Destination writers.
It's a human centipede circle of horror films.
Let's go to for the gamers. Let's do a movie for the gamers.
This is going to be such a quick hit because you know who doesn't give a shit about gaming movies? This is gamers. Minecraft has found a new director. Do you care?
I think they missed the boat because Lego Movie did the best version of what this movie could have possibly been.
I was gonna say the same thing, man. I totally agree.
It's so weird, because all of the cute inside jokes that they could do, Lego Movie has already done, and there's technically 4 Lego movies because
now,
Lego Batman.
Two things I want to bring up here. Thing number one, Minecraft is probably the biggest game of all time ever. So there's probably some audience for Minecraft movie that we don't even know about.
Yeah, you're right. I bet it'll do great internationally.
Or kids from 5 to 12 that don't ever want to go to the movies. Like, I know there's a Minecraft movie. I want to go see that. I can totally see that happening.
Yeah. You can advertise it in game too. That's some other.
Second thing is we really need to see, because we need to see how Detective Pikachu does this year. Because if that movie does well, then Minecraft movie's gonna do well.
I think Detective Pikachu is gonna do great. Ariana Grande just got a Eevee tattoo on her hip. Like in Pokemon is mainstream now.
Oh,
they got Ryan Reynolds on board. It
comes out the week after Avengers,
which is rough for them.
It's rough, but it's Pokemon, so you think it's gonna do well. I just bring that one up because I think if Detective Pikachu can show that it does at least decently, especially coming out the week after Avengers, that there's room for the Minecraft movie. Yeah. It really sucks that the game movies we're getting now are Pikachu and Minecraft.
We can't
and
get
Sonic.
BioShock.
Yeah,
or Mass
I know.
Effect or
You're telling me. I mean, the Uncharted director. They have a director now. The Uncharted movie.
Yes, I saw that. But
it's these game movies, man, are brutal.
I don't trust it. I don't trust it until.
You know who I almost trust though is Tom Holland. What if he's good?
Nathan Drake.
A young Drake.
It's tough.
I'm down to have him be Drake for 15 years.
Okay.
Have him be
I need him older. I need
the
him
Wolverine
older.
of the Nathan Drake franchise.
I need him older.
Okay, cool.
I need give me 2 years. Give me the right Sully. Maybe that's what I need.
Bad Boys 3 starts production today.
Bad Boys for Life.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
it's called,
yeah, but the
L-Y-F-E?
E is no. The life, the E is a 3.
Oh, okay.
Bad Boys for
excellent for light.
Light.
I got you.
Life
Yeah.
3. Life
Cool.
3. Life 3.
Cool.
Bad Boys for Life 3.
Are you in or out on that?
So in. I
can't
could be more. I could not be more in on Mike.
You know who else is super in? Martin Lawrence.
I'm getting a paycheck.
Super in on this movie. I'm excited to see Will Smith go back to kind of his roots a little bit. I do hope that this is a rated R movie.
Oh, it has to be.
It has to be. I agree, but who knows, man? It might not be.
They better not mess this up.
It's got to be rated R. I want to see Will Smith back to who Will Smith was before he became Will Smith.
You know what
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'd love to see? I would love to see a Men in Black Bad Boys crossover.
Where he plays 2 characters?
Yeah.
It's too much, man. It's too meta. It's ridiculous. Maybe they're connected, and when Men in Black ends, he leaves and joins the Miami Police Department.
Okay.
And that's the story, okay?
Yeah, gotcha. Cool. I'm with you on that.
A couple more quick hits here. Josh Gad is teasing that he is potentially the Penguin in the Matt Reeves Batman solo movie.
The Batman.
So, what do you think about that?
He looks
like a penguin,
like
an actual
he
penguin.
Can pull it off. I feel like he can pull it off. I hope he has the acting because do we have to be in this world where we need our villains in the Batman franchise to blow our socks off because Heath Ledger did that, so do we need a Oscar-worthy turn from Josh Gad as the Penguin?
I think that the real question is do we need villains that are physically able to compete with the heroes that they're fighting against.
True.
Because this is a completely, I think, different kind of villain than we've had before. Mm-hmm. Dark Knight, Heath Ledger, like, they kind of fought, right?
Yeah.
But Batman pretty quickly, outside of the dogs that he couldn't fight off very well,
Bane
which,
was,
of course, Batman can't fight dogs. Classic. Bane, physically imposing. Most of these comic book movies now have an actual physical fight.
They can have their faces showing and punch each other.
How loud are you going to be laughing if at the end of Matt Reeves' Batman it's Josh Gad and Ben Affleck fighting each other?
Punching him, he's like,
yeah, it's like... So I'm a little skeptical of Penguin. They really need to make him cerebral and maniacal and, have some good plans.
Okay, so if you were to bet, do you think Reeves' Batman is going to go in the comedic way or in the super gritty way? Is it going to go Nolan or is it going to go...
Okay, so I feel like if it goes the comedic route, that Batman needs to be almost like Lego Batman, where he is serious and what happens around him is funny.
Is preposterous?
I don't know how they take the tone of what they want to do with DCEU and how they made Aquaman and how they did Shazam, what seems how they made Shazam. I don't see how they do that with Batman. I just don't.
Yeah. Because Batman has to be in the dirt.
He's brooding. He's
in the dark.
Yes. We don't know if it's Ben Affleck.
I think at this point we have to assume that it's
not, right? It's not, but they're not filming till November, so anything can happen between now and then. Apparently, it is connected to the DCEU. So, we'll see. We'll definitely be talking about this more this year. Would you be the John Hamm?
Yes.
Oh, man. John Hamm could use that.
Yes. I would be into if it was Flashpoint Batman and John Hamm was Thomas Wayne, not Bruce.
Thomas Wayne needs to be... What's his face? Negan.
Oh yeah, Jeffrey Dean.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Yeah, because he's
perfect.
He's in. Athens.
Literally,
yeah,
yes.
Actually, yeah.
Okay, so I just think that one's interesting. We got to keep an eye on that one, and that's going to be one of the most talked about production movies this year, I bet.
Well, it seems like Gad isn't the only villain.
Potentially,
it seems like Penguin isn't the only villain.
The script is done apparently so Reeves finished the script, so they have a script complete, and they will be working to cast in the next couple months.
I'd love to see Penguin Riddler. That'd be a fun combo.
Expect the news on Batman and whoever's cast as Batman to, if it's a good casting, it'll come out around when Avengers comes out. And if it's not good, it'll probably also come around when Avengers is out so they can bury it by Avengers. Okay. Last thing, Momoa Godot and Margot Robbie are going to be doing voices for their respective characters in Lego Movie 2. Does this mean that Lego Movie is part of the DCEU?
Yes.
Okay, good. No. So, follow-up then, Green Lantern's got to be Jonah Hill, right?
Yeah.
Who does the voice in that? And then Superman's Channing Tatum?
Yeah.
But, all right, I'm in.
That'd be fun if that's actually what
happens. That means that Will Arnett's got to be Batman, and I accept.
Yeah. That would be incredible. If they could cast Will Arnett in the Batman.
If at the end of Matt Reeves' Batman, Will Arnett and Josh Gad are fighting it out as Batman and Penguin, I will never watch a movie again. You heard it here first, folks.
If it's Will Arnett and Josh Gad punching, duking it out.
Facts. It's like a College Humor skit. It's not
BoJack Horseman and Olaf just taking swings at each other.
Good. Okay, good.
Fantastic.
All right. Well, anything else you wanted to bring up news-wise this week? It's kind of it.
No, I think that's
cool.
Yeah. We got through it.
We didn't have to buzz each other.
Yeah.
We didn't vent for too long or talk about things for too long.
No. We love movies.
We do love movies. We love the people that are in movies, and we want to shout out some people that. Well, Elijah wants to shout out people that's birthdays today.
Yes.
I thought it would be disrespectful if we only talked about Jason Bateman, who has a birthday today.
Yeah, this is our segment, Happy Movie Birthday,
yes.
where we're going to wish a happy birthday to someone who is in movies. This could be a director, this could be a movie itself, it could be an actor, actress.
Now, you said Jason Bateman for today.
Yes. Jason Bateman was born on the day that we're recording
this
podcast.
I would have argued Carl Weathers would have been the better selection than Jason Bateman. But
I love Jason Bateman.
Yeah, what's your favorite Bateman film?
It's mostly television stuff. It's Arrested
That's right. Yeah.
Ozark and all that. But
Game Night, a low-key movie that if you haven't seen it, you should watch. It's Switch with Jennifer Aniston, where he literally takes the sperm that she was going to implant into her And you've ever seen this movie? Okay, so the premise of this movie is Jason Bateman, and I think it's Jennifer Aniston, I'm pretty sure. They're friends, right? And she wants to get artificially inseminated because she's getting older. It's time for her to have kids. So, through a series of unfortunate events, she leaves this cup of sperm in her bathroom. He knocks it over, doesn't know what to do, so he just kind of comes inside the cup, and then she gets pregnant with his kid. It's kind of fucked up, if we're being honest. But Jeff Goldblum's in it, so that makes it kind of good. And it's kind of a decent, heartfelt movie once you get past all the weird rapey stuff. Okay, cool. Oh Jason Bateman. I thought that more honorable mention for this week would have been, I thought you would have brought up Pitbull.
Oh, Pitbull.
The singer who sang Africa in Aquaman.
What a terrible song. I was so mad about that.
Your boyfriend, Lin-Manuel Miranda, his birthday is on the 16th.
Oh, cool.
Are we forgetting about him right now since he's in Mary Poppins? If he comes back in Mary Poppins Re-Returns, are you out on that? Like, are you out on Lin as a human?
No, I love Lin. I love Lin always. It's just that movie was a weird look.
Jim Carrey and Zooey Deschanel. Okay. Her birthday's on the 17th.
All right.
Dave Bautista, who I found out today is 49 years old.
Wow.
Incredible.
Wow. He's so much more in shape than I am.
Yeah. I'm like gonna die next year. And Kevin Costner's birthday is on the 18th.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so that's our birthdays for the week.
So you can guard no galaxy because you're not. I mean, we're just not in shape like Batista is.
I don't think he wants to guard the galaxy anymore.
Oh yeah. Oh no. It's Costner, right?
Kevin Costner. Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to think what was the last thing he was in that I loved.
I like that that was Michael Keaton, American Assassin. He was in an action movie recently. I couldn't tell you the name. He's been doing what these other guys have been doing, which is making these like old man action movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a few Kevin Costner ones out there.
Yeah, but no one beats the old man action movie like
Liam Neeson.
the plow, the snow plow.
Oh boy.
So good. Okay.
All right. Well,
that brings us to the end.
That's it for today.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we talked movies. We reviewed Bird Box. Next week we're gonna review.
We will review something. Probably Glass.
Probably.
All signs point to Glass.
All signs point to Glass. That makes a ton of sense to me.
Anything else you need to bring up?
No, I mean today's episode was sponsored by Altered Reality Entertainment. They make Epic Comic-Con, and that is happening this June in Atlantic City. It's a casino. It's in a Showboat Hotel and Casino.
That's incredible.
And yeah, it's a casino and a convention.
Okay.
So just
sounds fun.
Spend your money and then
I'll be there.
Yeah. Will you?
I don't know.
Okay, I want you to go.
Maybe I will.
Well, let's figure it out.
All right, good talk, everybody. Yeah. Thanks for listening today.
Yeah, and also get tickets for that show at epiccomiccon.com.
All right, bye.
Bye.